ancient Christianity. When you go to the island of Patmos, you will receive more information on that topic. Before we start to the book of Revelation, we will make a small stop right now in Colossae. Okay, Colossae, Colossus, there are different names and pronunciations of that city. But on the road to Colossae, we will pass once again from Hierapolis, what you're seeing on your left, right? So you can say goodbye to this beautiful area.
Till we see again.
This is a beautiful region, just like Cappadocia, and it actually deserves a lot more time. With some groups, we have like 3 nights, and 1 night we dedicate to relaxing in the pool. The other 2 days we're just traveling in the area, and we do activities like paragliding, balloon trip. You can also rent some ATVs, also go around the area. So there are lots of stuff to do here. Russian people love Hierapolis, the city. Very close to Hierapolis we have Antalya, what you're seeing over there, okay? Like a 2 hours drive from here. And during the summer, actually all around the year, Northern Europeans and Russian people, they basically come to Antalya in large groups. Antalya is receiving approximately 15 million visitors per year, okay? So it's filled with beaches and a lot of places. And people tend to make daily trips from Antalya to Hierapolis, to the city. It's only 2 hours bus drive, so you would find a lot of Russian people in the summer all around the area. And they love hot pools, as you might imagine. So most of the times during the summer, the entire place is packed with Russian tourists coming here in order to enjoy some ancient ruins and the other historical artifacts that we have in the region. Yesterday we talked about Hierapolis. I told you that the city itself, the word itself, means the sacred city. Some historians suggest that the founder of the city was married to this beautiful famous woman named Hiera. That's why the city is called Hierapolis. This is a city from the Hellenistical period, and the cult of Apollo in the region was quite famous, as we told you. And they made a lot of money from the hot water, because Roman people used to come here in order to enjoy it. But also they made a lot of money from exportation of their colored fabrics. As I told you, these hot pools that you saw yesterday, they were also used to give color or paint some fabrics. The area is quite famous with the cultivation of cotton, but at the same time with wool. They have a lot of sheep here. So wool, and particularly purple wool of this Lycus region, is quite famous, and they used to sell this stuff too. When we visited the Martyrion of Philippi, we talked about a little bit about the Jewish community who used to live here and the first Christians. One of the most prominent figures of the first century is Papias, a Christian who used to live here, one of the disciples of John actually, who operated in the region of Hierapolis. During the excavations, they found some scrolls that has his name as a representative of the community. But after the 4th, 5th century, it's actually quite difficult to find the name of Hierapolis in some written documents. We think that this huge earthquake in the year of 63 destroyed all 3 cities, Colossae, Laodicea, and Hierapolis. And after that earthquake, it was not a big center, a Roman city. The city was so destroyed, most of the people, they thought that it just doesn't worth reconstructing the city, and they simply left the area. That's why it started losing its importance. So apart from the 1st century AD, you would only find a small community of Byzantine people living in the city. Okay, and they were Christians, as you might imagine. So during their period, the pagan temples lost their importance. We know that they used to build a lot of churches and shrines in the area, but the material that the Italian archaeologists found in Hierapolis, they excavated here in 1990s, is not that much, because we know that Turkish people took most of the travertine blocks from the city in order to construct mosques, palaces, and other important public buildings. So you would find quite interesting mosques in Hierapolis. If you visit a mosque here and you just lift up the carpet on the floor, you are very likely to find a column from an Apollo temple, because during the medieval period, all the stones, all the pieces of the city of Hierapolis were used in the construction of modern Denizli. Okay, that huge city center that you saw from the balloon, its name is Denizli. Pamukkale is considered as a neighborhood, as a municipality, as a district of Denizli, the bigger province itself. In the first day, remember I told you that we don't have states. We have 81 provinces in Turkey, and this province in Turkish language is Denizli. Okay, it means the beach sides, but they have no beaches in a strange way. The word deniz in Turkish means just water, so they don't have the sea, but they have a lot of pools, they have a lot of hot water. That's why we think that the city was named like this. And for Turkish people, the city would be famous with the roosters. If you ask the name of Denizli to the locals, they are very likely to tell you about the rooster, the famous roosters of this place today. So unfortunately, the local people is not very conscious about the historical past of this region. Okay, soon we'll be in Colossae. Between these, yes, Denizli, Denizli, Denizli. Okay, that's the modern name. Most people always say Pamukkale, which means the cotton castle. Okay, but the ancient name of that particular place that you visited yesterday was Hierapolis. We always have this confusion with the names because each civilization passed from the area, they use a different name in order to define this place, so it's quite confusing, not only for you, for local people too. Okay, you're not alone on this name thing. We get a lot of confusion too. So right now we are on the go for the Colossae. I think in 15 minutes, 20 minutes more or less, we're going to be in the area, and you're going to find an unexcavated mount. Okay, we only have a sign that has the name of the city, and climbing up the mount is not very possible. You're gonna see that it's quite steep, and there are no stairs, there are no places where you can go up. Even if you want to go up, please be careful. Okay, it looks like the mound of Derbe. We had been with you. They still have not excavated Colossae, but between these three sisters of the Lycus River, right, the name of our hotel, also the name of this entire area, we have Laodicea, Hierapolis, and Colossae. Between these three, Colossae is the most ancient one. Laodicea and Hierapolis are the cities from the Hellenistical period, which is like 3rd century BC, but Colossae was founded by a Greek colony in 8th century BC, so it's like 500 years old, more older than the other two cities. It goes like Colossae first, then Hierapolis, and finally Laodicea. So Laodicea would be the youngest one between the three sisters. So that is why we don't have a lot of stuff from Colossae. The first Greek people who came here, if you remember yesterday we talked about the archaic period. I told you that they didn't have big temples back then. We only have a lot of pottery. They used to have a lot of wooden houses, and wood is an organic material, so you're not able to protect it for such a long time. That's why most of the city is quite lost. We know that when it was founded, it was an important stop in the Silk Road. Colossae was also famous with this purple colored fabric. As you already know, purple is a symbol of prestige during the Roman Empire. In the Byzantine Empire, the color purple and the color fabricus of purple were only used by the royal family. So that's why Roman people paid a lot of attention to those purple fabrics, and they are quite famous in Colossae. That's why people used to come here in order to buy these textile products. We know that city became an important center during the Hellenistical period. The people who founded Laodicea and Hierapolis, they amplified the city. They built for the first time a theater in Colossae at that time. When Roman people came to the area, they ignored Colossae a little bit. It was a little bit out of touch, and we can say that Laodicea and Hierapolis, being more beautiful cities with hot water, with pools or financial centers, apart from 2nd century BC, they sort of eclipsed Colossae in importance, so it started to fall from grace, I would say. And this earthquake that happened in the 1st century entirely destroyed the city. We know that after the 3rd century AD, you wouldn't find anything at the center of Colossae. And the Greek colonies that arrived to the region, they also used the stones of the city in order to build some other stuff in the surroundings. But we know that during the Roman area, and particularly in the Hellenistical area, it was an important place. Okay, of course, you know the city to the letter to Colossians. the authorship of the letter is a little bit a topic of debate in theology, but it gives us important information about the Christian community of this place. One of the disciples of Paul, Epaphras, used to operate in this area. He went to Colossae many times too. When we go there, I'll make you some further explanations about the biblical past of the city. Cicero, okay, that famous Roman rhetoric, politician, philosopher, he's many things at the same time. He was also a judge, actually, came to Laodicea in the 1st century in order to administrate justice as a judge, okay? And he stayed in the area for a long time. We know that Cicero visited Hierapolis, Laodicea, and he sent letters from here to Rome. Actually, most of the explanations about the histories of the city that I'm making to you, they are almost all coming from the letters of Cicero. Okay? He mentions the temples in the area. He mentions the Apollo cult and the oracles in the temple. He mentions of that significant Jewish community who used to live in the cities, and he mentions of the banks and change offices of the area. It was such a highly commercial center. People actually used to come to change their money, you know, or invest in the bank. So his letters are quite important to us. He talks a lot about Laodicea, so when we go to Laodicea, we will be mentioning about Cicero a little bit more. Okay, so from Colossae to Laodicea, it's a distance of only 20 minutes. Okay, and after visiting Laodicea, we will drive about 2 hours and 30 minutes until we arrive to the region of Ephesus. As soon as we get there, I will take you to a nice restaurant. Today we have fish. Do you like fish? They have other options too. Okay, it doesn't have to be. They have other options too. This place that I'm taking you, it's a typical Greek tavern. Okay, so of course they have fish, but they also have a huge variety of starters. Greek tapas, I would say. So you would find a lot of stuff. My favorite one is called the Cretan cheese. They make it in the Crete island. It's just feta cheese mixed with olive oil and pistachios. That's just marvelous. Give it a taste. And they have nice salad. Okay, they have nice bread, so it doesn't have to be necessarily fish. But if you like fish, this is one of the best fishes that we have in the area. Okay, they have a lot of sea bream and sea bass. Especially the sea bass is delicious. You will find a huge refrigerator that has a lot of fish. You can choose whatever you want, and you can also choose how do they cook it. They can grill or fry it for you as you wish, and they can make fillets too. So it's a really nice restaurant, and you will find at least 25 types of Greek tapas starters, and most of them are quite nice, with aubergine, with eggplant. They also have a lot of shrimp. They have crabs, stuff like that, so I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. And the restaurant is located in one of the most highest points of the Colossae, so it has this nice view of the Aegean Sea. Okay, I told you I'll make it up to you today, because yesterday it was a cafeteria lunch, so today we're gonna do something different. So, do we have any questions so far, ladies and gentlemen?